Hello students, welcome back. Today is the sixth session of atomic structure. In our previous session we had discussed about the electronic configuration, wherein we studied about distributing the electrons in their shells up till phosphorus, right? Till phosphorus we had discussed, right? In our this session we will be discussing about 5 more electrons which are there in your syllabus. Also we will be studying about their what is the electronic configuration and what about their valency. Valency plays a very important role, students. Okay. Now first let us finish off this 16th this element, sulfur. It is sulfur. Sulfur has a symbol S, 16, atomic number 16 and mass number is 32. Okay. So if it has 32, number of protons are 16, number of electrons are also 16. Neutrons, how do you find? Neutrons is equal to 32 minus 16, which is equal to 16. Okay. Now nucleus, 16 protons, 16 neutrons. K shell how many? K shell 2 electrons. Okay. Then L shell how many electrons? L shell 8. Eight electrons, right? Then we have L shell 6 electrons. 6. Okay. 2 plus 8 10, 10 plus 6 16. Atomic number is 16. Okay. Next, after sulfur, okay, after sulfur we have chlorine. Chlorine atomic number is 17, mass number is 35. Atomic number is 17, mass number is 35. And whereas we have number of neutrons are 18. 35 minus 17 is 18. Okay. Now distribution of electrons. How many protons? 17 protons and 18 neutrons at the nucleus. Whereas K shell 2 electrons. L shell 8 electrons. And the K shell, L shell, M shell how many electrons? 7 electrons. Okay. After chlorine, chlorine symbol is Cl, chlorine. After chlorine comes argon. Argon atomic number is 18, mass number is 40. Atomic number is 18 and mass number is 40, and therefore we have neutrons 22. 40 minus 18, 22. So here we have K shell, that is 18 protons and we have 22 neutrons. 18 protons and 22 neutrons, and therefore K shell 2, L shell 8, and M shell is also 8. Here completes the M shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons. Here 8 electrons are full. 8 electrons are full. Up till here 8 electrons got full. Now if the next element after argon comes potassium. Potassium has atomic number 19. This means number of electrons are 19. If that accommodates here, if we want to accommodate here, it is not possible. It has to go to the next shell now. K shell finished, L shell finished, and we have M shell is also finished. Now we have potassium, that is atomic number is 19 and mass number is 39. Atomic number is 19, mass number is 39. 9. So therefore here K shell 39 minus 19, that is 10 neutrons, 19 protons and 10 neutrons, and therefore K shell 2, L shell 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Together it is how much? K shell 10, and here we have one more 19. 9, 1, here this is also 4, 18. And the last shell will be having the electron. K is full, L is full, M is full, and next goes the N shell. N shell it is 1 electron. Okay. Last one we have calcium. Ca, atomic number is 20, mass number is 40. 40 minus 20 is 20 neutrons. This means nucleus 20 protons and 20 neutrons. 20 protons and 20 neutrons. See here we have K shell 2 electrons. Then we have L shell 8 electrons. Then the last shell, the M shell 8 electrons. Okay, and last N shell we have 2 electrons. So 2 plus 8, 10, it is again 8, then is together all together it is 20 electrons. Okay. Now if we talk about the electronic configuration of any element, now we have so many 20 elements are there here, 20 atoms elements are there, and therefore we have their structures, distribution of electrons we studied. Now we need to know their electronic configuration. Electronic configuration is nothing but we know the arrangement of electrons in K shell, L shell, M shell and N shell, how the electrons are arranged. So let us stay here. So K shell how many electron? 1. This means electronic configuration is 1. Here K shell how many electrons? 2. Electronic configuration is 2. Electronic configuration is 2. See now K shell how many electrons? K shell 2 electrons, comma, we have to put comma. Whereas K shell after L shell how many electron? 1. So K shell 1 electron. This is the electronic configuration for lithium. Then we have beryllium. Beryllium K shell how many electrons? 2 electrons. Whereas L shell 2 electrons. So electronic configuration is 2, 2. Okay. Then we have boron. Boron K shell 2 electrons. K shell 2 electrons. 2 electrons, and L shell how many electrons? 1, 2, 3. 3 electrons. So electronic configuration is 2, 3. Okay. Then we have carbon. Carbon K shell how many? 2. L shell how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. Similarly for nitrogen 2, 5. 2, 5 is the electronic configuration. Oxygen 2, 6. 2, 6. Next fluorine. Fluorine has electronic configuration 2, 7. 2 electrons in K shell, 7 electrons in L shell. Okay. Then neon. Neon we have 2 electrons in K shell and 8 electrons in L shell. Okay. Next we have sodium. Sodium 2, 8, 1. 1 electron. See, I have written in another color here. K is full, L is full, M comes the next shell, atomic number is 11, 2 in K shell, L 8 electrons, M 1 electron. Then magnesium, we have electronic configuration 2, 8, 2. Here we have 2 electrons in magnesium. Aluminium, we have how many? 2, 8, we have 3, 1, 2 and 3 electrons in M shell. Okay. Silicon electronic configuration 2 K shell, 2 K shell, 8 L shell and 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have 4 electrons in M shell. 4 electrons in M shell. Okay. Then we have phosphorus. Phosphorus 2 in K shell, 8 in L shell and 5 in M shell. 5 in M shell. Next silicon. Silicon 2 electrons in K shell, 8 electrons in M shell and 6 electrons in M shell. 6 electrons in M shell. Okay. Understood, students? So here we have silicon. Next comes sulfur. Phosphorus after we have sulfur. Sulfur we have 2, 8 and 6. Then we have chlorine. We have chlorine. So chlorine has got 2 electrons in K shell, 8 electrons in L shell and 7 electrons in M shell. Argon. Argon, see students here. Argon we have 2 electrons in K shell. Then we have 8 electrons in L shell and 8 electrons in M shell. This is completely full. Electrons are full. Next now electrons will go to the next shell, K, L, M, N. It goes to N shell now. So it is 2, 8, 2, K is full, 8 is full and M is also full. Next comes the last one, 1 electron here. 1 electron will be at the next shell. And similarly here 2, 8, 8, 2. This is the electronic configuration. K shell 2, L shell 8, M shell 8, N shell also 8. Okay. This is about the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. So next students, now you need to understand another concept here, valency. Okay, this is about the electronic configuration. I hope it is clear. Next move on to valency. Valency. Before that, let us understand the term valence electrons. Okay, the electrons which are in the outermost shell, that electrons are called as valence electrons. Okay, first you need to, the things you need to understand here. See, among these 20 electrons, 20 elements, there are some elements who have got completely filled shells. Like what? Like we have helium. Okay, we have helium. See, helium has got 2 shells full. Okay, 2 shells full. Element helium has got 2 shells full. Next we have, see, neon 2, 8. K shell is full, L shell is also full. So here it is full. K, helium is full, neon is full. Whereas argon, see, argon is also full. 2, 8, 8. Its K shell is full, L shell is full, M shell is also full. So those elements who have got their completely filled shells, those elements are called as noble gases, or we call them as inert gases. So in our elements, compounds and mixture chapter, we studied about metals, we studied about non-metals, we studied about metalloids, and we studied about the noble gases, right? Chapter number 3. Basis on that itself, those elements which have their almost all the shells full, such elements are called as what? Noble gases. They are very rare gases. They are very less in the atmosphere and they are highly stable. Highly stable means they have completely filled shells. Like we have helium, like we have neon, like we have argon. Next we will have krypton. For your further classes, if you go, 118 elements are there. You start knowing them, you will come to know after argon we will be having krypton. Like this, xenon, krypton, xenon, all these are what? These are noble gases. They are very rare in the nature. Okay, they have completely filled their shells, and they are highly very less reactive. They do not readily react with other metals. Why they don't react? Because their shells are full. They don't need any electrons. Right? Now, if we talk about other elements, now see hydrogen. Hydrogen has got one less electron. It has got one less electron. Therefore, what it will do? It will tries to take some electron with someone else, and some other electrons, some other elements it will take. Okay. Whereas if you see here, helium is full. Helium is a noble gas, so it is full. Now see here, lithium. Lithium, what is there? Lithium has 2 electrons, and K shell, L shell is 1. But it needs how many electrons to become stable, like helium or like neon? How many more electrons it requires? It requires still 7 more electrons it requires. So therefore, it is what lithium will do? Lithium will give, or it will lose. Lithium will lose its 1 electron, and when it loses 1 electron, it becomes stable. It becomes stable. To become stable, to attain the nearest electronic configuration, noble gas electronic configuration, to become stable like neon, to become stable like helium, what it will do? It cannot become stable like neon because it needs 7 more electrons. What it will do? It will lose this 1 electron to become stable like helium. So therefore, what lithium will do? Lithium will lose 1 electron. When it loses 1 electron, there comes a negative charge on it. There comes a negative charge on it. Sorry, when the electrons elements loses 1 electron, there comes a positive charge on it. That is what we call plus charge. Okay, and the number of electrons lost by the lithium is how many? 1. Lithium has lost 1 electron, and therefore its valency is 1. Okay, so what we can define the valency here? The combining capacity, the number of electrons or the combining capacity of any electron element is called as valency, or else you can define it as the number of electrons lost, gained or shared. What these electrons will do in the outermost shell? The valence electron. The valence electrons are those electrons which are present in the outermost shell. K shell is full, that is finished. L shell, last shell. So here, which is the valence electron here? K shell is full. Which is the next valence electron? That is L shell. It is the outermost orbit. How many electrons are less or more? That electron, what they will do? To attain the nearest noble gas configuration, they will either lose 1 electron or they will gain 1 electron to become stable. So in this case, lithium case, how many electrons are there in the how many valence electrons are there? 1 valence electron is there. Therefore, lithium, what it will do? It will lose its 1 electron. It will lose its 1 electron. When it loses 1 electron, there it is 1 electron, there comes a charge on it, and how many electrons has been lost? 1 electron is been lost. 1 electron is been lost. So similarly here beryllium has got 2 electrons. In its, how many valence electrons are there? 2 valence electrons are there in the K shell is full. Whereas L shell should have 8 electrons. But there are no 8 electrons. There are only 2 electrons. So therefore what this beryllium will do? Beryllium will also lose. It is better for beryllium to take say 6 electrons or to give 2 electrons. It is better for beryllium to give, that is to lose 2 electrons. So when it loses an electron on 2 electrons, there comes a charge on it plus 2. How many electrons have been lost? Lost are 2 electrons, that is 2 electrons are lost. There comes a positive charge, it is called as plus 2. Therefore it is plus 2. Similarly, we have boron. Okay, we have boron, and number of valence electrons in the outermost shell, how many? 1, 2, 3, 3 electrons. but it should have how many electrons? L shell should have 8 electrons. So what the boron will do? It is better for boron to gain say 5 electrons or to give 3 electrons to lose 3 electrons. So the boron, what it will do? 1, 2, 3. 3 electrons are there. So it is boron, it should have 8 electrons, but how many electrons are less? We have from 8, if you minus it 3, boron needs 5 more electrons, due to which what it will do? It will lose its 3 electron. Therefore, the valency of boron will become 3. Because it has lost 3 electrons, the charge on the boron is plus 3. So students, see here, those elements which have lost the electrons, and when they lost the electrons, what are those electrons? Say lithium, beryllium, boron, okay, they have lost and they have acquired a charge on them, that is plus 1. If they have lost 1 electron, plus 1 charge. If they have lost 2 electrons, plus 2 charge. If they have lost 3 electron, plus 3 charge. Now if you see here, this is something complicated here, carbon, okay, it has 4 electrons, valence electrons are 4, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Is it good for carbon to gain 4 electrons or to lose, because 8 electrons should be there? So is it good for carbon to gain 4 electrons or to give 4 electrons? Profit and loss both are there, right? So at this case what happens? Carbon can either give the electron or it can take the electron. It is we call as metalloids. It has both intermediate properties. I have explained it in the chapter number 3, elements, compounds and mixtures. Metalloids are those elements which have both the properties, both intermediate properties of metals as well as non-metals. So here the carbon is a metalloid because it can actually gain the electron, also it can lose the electron. Now if you move on further, say nitrogen. Nitrogen has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 electrons. Okay, is it good for nitrogen to give its 5 electrons, or else it can take 3 electrons more, 6, 7, 8, 3 more electrons. So what it will do? It will gain. How many electrons it will gain? 3 electrons it will gain. When it gains, 3 gains. If it gains, it comes minus charge on it. It becomes minus. Charge becomes minus. If it loses, the charge becomes plus. Always remember this. Okay, in the next sessions you need to remember this. Oxygen. Oxygen has 2 electrons less. So what it will do? It will gain. Once it gains the 2 electrons, what happens here? 2 electrons are gained. So the charge comes minus. The charge comes minus. Similarly with this, and here we have fluorine. Fluorine, we have 1 element or 1 electron less. To attain the noble gas configuration, here is a neon. To attain the noble gas configuration, what neon will do? What phosphorus will do? It will gain 1 electron. So when it gains 1 electron, there comes a charge on it, that is 1 minus. The next is what? Noble gas. That is, it's completely shelled, completely filled shells are there. So what did you understand by till sodium, till neon, students here? The shells which are completely filled, K shell is full, L shell is full, those or M shell is full, 2, 8, 8. Like this electronic configuration is there. This means those elements are noble gases. Those elements are inert gases. They are very rare in the nature. They are highly stable. They do not react with any other elements. Whereas if we talk about the metals, metals usually what they do, they lose the electron. Metals usually lose electrons, like see lithium did, like beryllium did, like boron did, right? These elements what they did, they lost the electron. When they lost the electron, there came a positive charge on them, that we call it as what? Electropositivity, or we call it as positive electrovalency. such words are there. In our coming classes we will discuss. So here those elements which lost the electrons, which lose the electrons are metals. They are always metals. And whereas those elements which gain the electron, which wants the electron to fulfill the noble gas configuration, that is all non-metals. Those all are non-metals, like oxygen, like fluorine. These are all what? These are all non-metals. That is, they are non-metals and the charge on them is negative. The charge on them is negative. So I hope this session you have understood. You have understood about the distribution of electrons. You have understood about the electronic configuration and you have understood about the valency. Valency is very much important, students. Okay. Now I will discuss some worksheets with you. Okay students, now let us discuss about the worksheet which is there in page number 65. I hope you all have done the worksheet page number 62. It is very easy and it has, since if you need me to cross check with the answers. So the page number 62 worksheet, John Dalton was the first scientist to use the symbols to the atoms. Okay, first is John Dalton. Second one is J.J. Thomson. Third one is Goldstein discovered protons. Okay, then we have, see the fourth one, the answer is already given. 6.02 in 10 to the power minus 19, answer is already given. The answer itself is given there. Fifth one is plum pudding model was proposed by J.J. Thomson. Whereas this chart, whatever the table is given to you, it is very next to the last page, it is there. You can refer it and complete that table. Okay. Whereas what was the foil, gold foil made up of? It was made up of gold foil. Okay. And we discussed this. Why did the most of the alpha particles pass straight? Because there were empty spaces present in the, most of the spaces were empty. Very few alpha particles were deflected through some angles. This shows that nucleus is a positively charged particle. It is positively charged particle. Now coming to this worksheet, page number 65. Number of protons present in the nucleus is called as what? Atomic number. Number of protons plus number of neutrons gives the mass number. Answer is mass number. Atoms having same atomic number but different mass number is isotopes. Atoms of different elements having same number of neutrons are isotones. Whereas atoms of different elements having different atomic number but the same mass number is isobars. Isobars. Okay. Next we have complete the following table. Okay. They have given, say here, X 1123. 1123. So in this case, what is the atomic number, students? Atomic number. The thing which is written, number which is written in the subscript, superscript, it is 11. Mass number is what? Mass number is 23. Similarly, electrons are how many? Electrons are 11. Protons are how many? 11. And number of neutrons how many? 23 minus 11. Okay, that is how many? 12. Right? Similarly, you do for the next one there, 40 Y and 20. You can try it. It is similar to this. It is similar to this. Okay, students, match the following and you have to match it properly and do it in your homework book. I'll be discussing in the next session. Thank you. So students, that's all for today's session. You need to complete the worksheet which is given in page number 65 in your homework books. Worksheets have to be completed in the homework books compulsorily. I'll be checking it when the school resumes. Okay. So students, that's all for today. Meet you in the next session. Thank you.